See this? Unhealthy choice. What does that look like? It looks like a McDonald's meal.
That's right.
And then on the other side it says, this is a healthier choice. Subway. This is on their website to their employees. Within 2 days, they got so much bad PR off this, they took it off the website. I mean, this is a real disaster for a company that seemingly did so well before. Number 7 is a company called Lululemon, and they produce yoga pants. And the yoga pants, as you can see, become somewhat transparent over time. And they also have a problem called pilling, where they create a lot of lint. So instead of addressing the problem, the chief executive officer, Chip Wilson, said, there's always been pilling. Women will wear a seatbelt that doesn't work, or a purse that doesn't work. And quite frankly, some women's bodies just don't work for our pants. And he got a lot of trouble over that. You can imagine, right?
Yes.
And a lot of refunds. The refund rate the next day for yoga pants, 20% of orders of the previous week were returned just because of this fiasco.
Yeah.
Number 5, our dear sweetheart. This is Paula Deen. Paula Deen has a restaurant in New Orleans called Paula Deen and Lady and the Sons. Okay, Southern food, American Southern food. Well, she made a comment. Someone made a comment about her that she had made racial slurs to her employees 15 years ago. And she openly said, no, I didn't say that. And then she tried to apologize on YouTube. And then it didn't go down well. So she took the YouTube video off YouTube. And then 2 days later, she said, I am really sorry for what I said. Now, she already said she didn't say it. Then she said, I'm sorry for what I said. Now, which one was true? So first she was sorry, then she wasn't sorry, then she was sorry again. So this is really a horrible mistake, right? You need to have one statement in PR and stick to it. She didn't. Here is the world's least don't think people are left out of the PR circle. This lady, she's going to Africa. She puts on a tweet. She says, going to Africa, hope I don't get AIDS. Just kidding, I'm white. Very bad. So she got a lot of, she had 60,000 tweets within a few hours saying, are you stupid? Or things to that effect. Okay, so this is very insensitive. So don't think PR is related to companies. PR is also related to our personal lives. What's in a name? Oh my goodness. This is the Asiana flight, the one that was landed in the airport in San Francisco. And CNN picked up the names of the pilots. Captain Sum Ting Wong, Mr. Wu Tu Lo, Mr. Holy, Mr. Bang Ding Ao, right? And they did not verify. They verified the names of the pilots through the airplane regulatory board, but they got 2 interns who picked up the call and said, yes, those names are correct. And they posted it on the TV show, on the news, that these were the actual names of the pilots on the plane. A big fiasco, big fiasco. How about this? This is dear to my heart. This is from Canada. This is the mayor of Toronto. He got caught using cocaine. And then he said, no, it wasn't me, it was someone else. So he got in big trouble over this, and so they came up with posters and things and said, give me another crack at it. And subsequently, 2 months ago, he was running for mayor, and now he's been diagnosed with cancer. So his brother is going to run instead. So very, very cheeky kind of person. And number 1 for last year was, we don't do big sizes. So this is a company, Abercrombie & Fitch. Abercrombie & Fitch said, we will no longer make women's clothes over size 10 because we only sell to slim people. So this was probably the biggest fiasco, and we're going to cover them because they're a big retail giant, but they've also done some very big PR blunders. So this is the company we're talking about today. Please notice, established in 1892. Now, if you haven't heard of this company, here's a brief history. Originally, they started as a sporting goods store, fishing equipment. rifles, fishing nets, not clothing. So 1892 was not the start of the clothing business, as they would like us to think. They grew into a department store in a good section of Manhattan. 1939, they claimed to be the greatest sporting goods store in the world. And the people who bought from them were people like Lindbergh, Pilot. Franklin Roosevelt bought rifles from them. He bought hunting gear from them. So they used this in the press, and the publicity was fantastic. Everyone thought, wow, if the president buys from these guys, they must be good. So they had a good PR arm at that time. But they had their ups and downs. Business went up and down. They had sports celebrities promoting their products for a period. They had sportsmen, they had fishermen. They never had a president again, but they had lots of famous people promoting for them. Then in 1977, they filed for bankruptcy. And this was the beginning of a change in a new period. And so they were bought and sold for the next 3 or 4 years by different companies. Finally, in 1988, they were bought by the Limited. Has anybody heard of the Limited? You maybe not have heard of the Limited, but you've heard of Victoria's Secret, which is also owned by the Limited. So they bought up Abercrombie and Fitch for almost nothing, $1.5 million, which is nothing for a company since 1892 with a long heritage. And so they began to focus on apparel. In the 1990s, they hired a man by the name of Mike Jeffries, who is still the CEO today. And he changed the focus to teen retail. By the way, he's now 69 years old. So do you think he knows, do you think he's in touch with the youth market? 69-year-old guy. Okay? And then he started his controversial marketing. So he had a photographer take questionable photography to entice customers to buy. And this was the beginning of a new period for Abercrombie and Fitch.